it going?
Yes, okay.
Oh no, it started?
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July!
Happy Independence Day!
You can cut up when we get
Hey, Mom.
Yay!
Million cat.
Hi. We just wanted to take a little bit of time and tell you guys what's been going on this week, and especially tonight. We had a really great night at Calvary, so just kind of sharing what's been happening. Amanda?
No,
You wanna go first?
I can go first.
Yeah.
Well, this week, Olivia, Evan, and I were able to be in charge of the volleyball camp. And at first, like when we had just made our lesson plans, at least when I made the lesson plans, we weren't expecting them to like already have like a basic idea of the sport. So we were able to bring in some more challenging things, and we were able to even do some drills that we remember doing on our volleyball team that like just like require like a higher caliber of kind of knowledge for the game. So it was really awesome to be able to do that. But also throughout the camp, we were able to just take breaks and have time with the girls. Like we even got to go to the store with them just to buy some snacks, and then we sat and talked. And we got to just ask some very different questions about like where they're at in life, about what they want to do when they grow up, about what kind of different things they're looking for in life, and even just get to know them on a basic level. So each day, like it's just gotten better. Like they've gotten better at the sport, but we've also gotten to know them better and create those relationships with them. And it's been such a different experience that I've personally never been able to have like in Jamaica before.
Okay, well I can go next. Well, today I thought was really cool because on Sunday I sat with a girl named Katie, and she's 14 years old, and like she had brought her little brother Mario to church, and I just kind of talked with her a little bit, but she was really quiet. But throughout the week I've been able to get to know her a little bit better, and today, like tonight at the panel discussion thing, we sat right up front together, and she was able to listen to the discussion, and she got a lot of questions answered and was taking notes and writing stuff down in her new Bible, and she was really excited about it. And so like we got to talk a little bit afterwards, and we're going to start like reading the book of John together, and just being able to talk about different things after I go back to America. So it was really cool.
Tonight we did a panel discussion, so there was a couple of us that sat up front, and we just answered some questions, some basic questions about our walk with God, and just what it looks like in a day-to-day life, and just like telling them that we're not perfect, and just sharing different stuff like that. And one thing that I thought was really cool was just how quiet the teens were, and they were so intent. There were some kids goofing off, but for the most part, a lot of them were really intent in what we had to say and really interacting with what we had to say. And afterwards, I just saw the one kid, Onandi, who accepted Jesus last night. He was just sitting up front, and he wasn't, you could tell he was going through a lot, so I just sat down and talked to him for a little bit, and he had some questions about just boy-girl relationships. And so it was kind of hard for me to like connect with that because I'm the girl and he's a guy, but I pulled John into the conversation, and just getting to talk with him and just see, you know, where he's at. And he's really, he's struggling, but he really has such a desire to learn, to do the right thing, and it was just really cool to be able to communicate with him with that and just teach him a little bit.
Yeah, as Angie said, Onani is one of the kids last year that I got to know, and I gave him a Bible last year, and he was kind of open to it, but he really didn't take anything to heart. And so it was really encouraging last night to hear that he had accepted Christ. I think it was with Laverne, I can't remember. Laverne talked to him about it. But tonight, after Angie pulled me over, we were able to talk about what we should be looking for in our guy-girl relationships, and it's just encouraging to see like he actually felt like he needed to change something because he didn't feel like he was doing something right. And so he was asking me and Angie what does a good relationship look like. And so it was just interesting to see that kind of change of heart in somebody that I knew last year that kind of was on the edge of what he wanted to do with the rest of his life.
Today I went back to Hope for the second time this week, and first time I was there I was talking to this girl, 15-year-old girl, Janelle, and very fun girl, and didn't talk about anything too serious with her. But then today, she wasn't there until the very end, and she gave me a letter as I was walking on the bus as we left, explaining that she was basically ashamed to come today because she has a child, and she was asking for my forgiveness that she wasn't there, and just telling me that she was scared to tell me about her child and about her past. because of what I would think, and even just some of the shame and guilt that she's dealing with. And it brought me to tears just thinking about the situation that she's dealing with, and the fact that she's dealing with so much shame when she needs to know that she's a deeply loved girl made precious in the eyes of God, who God is ready and willing to give her forgiveness and wants to forgive her from those sins and heal her from those hurts. And so that just really broke my heart, getting that letter from her, and I hope to go back tomorrow and have some very specific conversations with her, just sharing the gospel with her and sharing that she is loved by God and that I love her, and nothing that she's done in her past could ever change that.
With the volleyball camp, like Meryl said, we have had a really, really unique opportunity to minister with these 8 or 9 girls every day, the same girls, and it's been so cool to just become their friends and to just walk to the store with them and sit with them and eat snacks and just sit around and talk, and to break up into small groups. And yesterday we were working on trust falls, and the other day we were just sharing, you know, just things about ourselves, what we want to be, what kind of a person you look for a spouse, just things like that, most embarrassing moments, just little things to get to know them and to get to just be on a more personal level with them. And it's just really fun, and it's really cool to see that. And I would have to say one thing that I've learned a lot through our interactions with the one 15-year-old girl, Katie, is that one tiny question can really open up a whole possibility of things. She was talking to Meryl about how she wasn't sure if she was ready to get baptized. And we were talking to her more about it. Well, why don't you think you should get baptized? Because she's not sure if she's even a Christian. So it's really taught me that interacting with these Jamaicans is not just, okay, well, you know, do this and this and you'll be fine. But it's, you know, sometimes they feel like they can't talk to you. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed about something. And if you just ask that one question, they'll open up and talk to you. And it's been really cool to see that this year.
Well, John and I have been doing the soccer camp, and I think we both have a really good time doing it, and just getting to know the kids, getting to just conversate with them and just play soccer with them. I think they really enjoy that. And then Onandi this year, I think I met him at church one day, and I kind of just got along with him. And so recently we were just talking, and he told me he was a believer, and I was just so excited for him that he had made that choice. And then I wasn't sure at first if like he really believed, but then through talking to him and talking to Mr. Griffiths, I could tell that he was serious about this. And then when he was talking to John and Ange, I mean, you can obviously tell that this kid has had a difference made in his life. And then I was also talking to Janelle and her friend Deidre about what they believed, how they believed that they believe there is a God. And I just talked to them, and Janelle kind of told me that she believes, but she's not fully committed to being a Christian. So I kind of just told her that being a Christian isn't really about being committed. It's just knowing that God has died for you, and He has a plan for you, and He wants a relationship with you. And then I was also talking to Deidre, and she said that she is a Christian, and we got to talking, and I could tell that she really believed, and she had a plan, and yeah.
Well, Katie and I and Mrs. Bartels have been doing the art camp, and I think the best thing that I saw was how the first day we had a couple stragglers come in, and then it's grown to a good group who are really interested in doing the crafts, and well, they sometimes want to do more than we have. It's nice that they're energetic about it and usually respectful. And as already has been mentioned, Anandi got saved last night, and I've never seen someone before and after, and it was really cool to see how excited he was about being saved, and so that was
Another
for me.
Go
I was gonna say, to add on to that, this is being my second time here. Last year, Onandi was in the music camp, and it's really neat to see how much he's grown in a year, because last year he was like staring at me and hitting on me and giving me bracelets and stuff, and I was like, stop. But he's actually like, he laughs about it now, like it's really funny. I was teasing him about it tonight, seeing how much he's grown in the last year, and he was like agreeing and kind of like joking along and stuff, and it's just really cool to come back and see people grow at that and like rebuilding relationships, like creating new ones, and like even building like new ones and strengthening old ones with like my teammates too. It's just been a really cool experience.
Another thing is, this is my first year coming, and coming at first was like, okay, we gotta build relationships and try to get to know the kids and kind of work in them, but at the same time, they're working through you, and they are setting an example for you and helping you just to see what you could do and what you could change. So that really makes a difference.
Well, this is my first missions trip ever, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But it has been an incredible experience and very humbling. And like Austin said, I went there trying to work with the kids and be a good example to them and teach them more about Christ, but they've also been teaching me more than I ever would have expected. So this has been a really encouraging week, and I can't really think of any specific thing except the infirmary has really touched me a whole lot. Seeing each day, visiting the ladies and seeing them improve, and just to be able to bring hope to them when they're just sitting in those rooms all day long, every day for years and years with nothing to do. It's just it's neat to see them become more and more responsive every day, and they, even after you've left the room, now you can still hear them singing in the halls and everything. So that has been a really neat thing to experience.
Anything else, anyone?
Yeah, with the infirmary, this is the first year I've been like willingly volunteering to keep going back to the infirmary, because there are two elderly gentlemen there that have been really coherent, and they have been talking to me. And one's named Selvin and one's Mr. Campbell. And every time I go in, Mr. Campbell keeps telling me to keep praying for him. And so today I told him, I'll pray for you, and you gotta make sure you pray for me. He said, okay. And then Selvin used to be a fisherman, and he was telling me stories about when he was fishing, and then some of them were pretty interesting. And so it was just it was neat how, you know, this is my third year, and it just things change over time.
One other experience I had was in one of the first days we got here, we went to this place, what was it called, Katie? The
Hebron House.
The Hebron House, which was for like teen mothers, and that kind of touched me, because just to see that things had happened to them, but God still has a plan for them, and they just love to sing and praise God, and that just really kind of hit me and touched me.
I think that's pretty much all we had. We're just having a really great time. And this is my fourth trip, and every trip is different, and every trip is always my favorite. And this trip's my favorite too, but just seeing the difference in everyone, the people that I'm with, my team, and just the people here in Jamaica, it's just been a really great trip to see what God's been doing in their lives.
Yeah, the youth group here has really improved too, I think. In fact, I earned myself a nickname,
Oh, who did?
Clark Kent.
Oh.